In today's video, we will be making a homemade pumpkin roll that is great for gift giving or just to add to your holiday foods and festivities. So to start off with here, we are going to be starting with our eggs in a Bosch mixer or just whatever kind of mixer you have. A hand mixer works just fine as well. And I am going to be making one large pumpkin roll that you can then divide and cut up. So once we have the eggs in our mixer, we are going to set the timer for 5 minutes and we're going to beat those eggs for 5 minutes, get them nice and fluffy. And then once our 5 minutes is up, we will be adding in our sugar very slowly. Just add it in nice and slow and keep mixing as you mix in the sugar. And then we're going to mix that up really well before we start adding in our spices, baking powder, and so forth. And if you want to see this recipe and try it out for yourself, I will make sure and link it below. Write it out in the description box so that you can check it out for yourself. And then after the flour is added in, we're just going to scrape down the sides, making sure we have everything mixed properly before adding in our pumpkin. If you didn't know, we are planning on hopefully getting a short little video out to you throughout the weekdays in December, from December 1st until Christmas Eve. So if you haven't seen all of those and would like to catch up, I will be sure to put the playlist in the description box so you can catch up to the ones that you haven't seen, or if you want to start at day one and watch them all the way through. And once everything is mixed up really well, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my sheet pan here, and I put a layer of wax paper down. This will just help once the cake is baked. It'll help in rolling and so forth. You'll see that in a minute here. And then we're just going to scrape out all of our pumpkin roll and get it as smooth as we can. Try to get it in one nice layer there in the sheet pan. And then I have my oven preheated at 375 degrees, so that is ready to go. We're going to just put in our pumpkin roll into the oven, and then we're going to go ahead and set the timer for 15 minutes. Now this will probably definitely depend on your oven. This was about right for my oven, but it may differ a minute or two for yours. And so once it is all baked, this is how it looks. Just a nice brown around the edges, nice baked. So we're going to go ahead and get this out right away. Now please be careful because it is really hot still, but the wax paper that we put in just helps it to slide out of the pan really easily. And then we're just going to roll it up and try to roll it up, fairly tight so that it's a nice roll. And then you can put this in the refrigerator to let it cool. While that is cooling, we are going to be making our frosting. This is a cream cheese frosting, so there's of course cream cheese and butter along with some vanilla and powdered sugar. So we're just going to mix up the butter and the cream cheese really well, and I had these setting out at room temperature. It just works a little bit better that way if your butter and cream cheese is room temperature. And then just get this blended up really well and blend it for a couple minutes till everything is smooth. And then we're going to add in our vanilla and then mix that up before we add in our powdered sugar. So we have our frosting all mixed and our pumpkin roll is cooled and ready to be frosted. So we're going to go ahead and just unroll it, and be careful when you unroll the pumpkin roll again, because it kind of tends to want to stick and kind of wants to start to crack and things, but just take your time and unroll it slowly. And this is kind of messy. Your hands get all sticky and yeah, it's kind of still a little bit sticky on the top, which is fine. But I'm just going to go wash my hands really quick before we start frosting. So we're basically just going to dump our frosting on the pumpkin roll and then just spread it out as evenly as possible and get it all the frosting, you know, everywhere on our cake. And then we're just going to slowly start rolling in the exact same way that we had rolled it before. This just makes it roll a little easier. And yeah, once it's all rolled up, your pumpkin roll is complete. And I'm going to go ahead and just cut off these ends. Yeah, it just makes the ends of your pumpkin roll look a little nicer, and it also gives a nice little piece to try out to see how your pumpkin roll tastes, which is usually what happens with these ends in our house. And then I'm just going to slice it up in nice little slices. Now you can do this however you want to. You can just cut it in half and put it on a nice plate that way, or you can just slice it up and lay it out on a plate, or however you want to do it, whatever works for you. If you want to keep it for a couple days, you can like wrap it up in some clear wrap and put it in the fridge. It'll keep that way as well. I just put a piece in a little Christmas gift box for gifting, or however you want to do that. So that is the video for today. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully you'll try this out for yourself. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.